Hey, it's Gladys, and you made it to part three, things in advance. So here I'll be going over CAD tips and tricks, perfecting the skills, what to look for when grading, how to think when grading, and QAQC, and overall figuring it out because this process is very iterative and things will change later. So as we move along the plan, so let's engineer something.
I like to know the codes. I don't know if it's because I'm a girl. I never had a frame of reference to really compare, but I feel like when I just tell those, they'll say, "Are you sure?" And then I'll send them the codes, send them screenshots, send them pictures, and they're like, "Oh, okay. I guess you do know what you're talking about." So I like to know codes so I can send exact things to clients so that they know I'm not lying to them.
Yeah, that's true. But I just don't know where I should find like all the codes for every like part, or should I
It's
just figure them out?
No, it's not, and the thing is not just like, "Oh, just figure it out." It's more so you learn them over time.
Mhm.
There's no way to just automatically know all of them.
Yeah.
Another thing is that AutoCAD moves slower when you have properties on, so I usually have them off when I'm working because when properties is on, it's like trying to calculate things constantly so that the numbers that they have are up to date. So I usually have it off when I'm working. Another thing that I did start doing as well is I started adding the parking space number.
Uh,
I don't think this is not a good location to put it, but I'm gonna move it a second because this is gonna overlap, so I'm moving it. Now we can get into the actual grading. I think for here it's best to start at the property line back here and then work our way inwards. We know the finish for elevation is 38.77. Okay, so we just have to make sure that, and is there a door back here? Do you know? I guess there's no entrance from the back of the building. Okay, the only entrance is at the stair. So there's no entrance at the back of the building. That's like direct entrance. But they have to walk around or to go up the stairs to get inside the building. Okay. So that also adds to how we designed this as well, because if there was a door right here, we'd have to, and this is 36, and this is 37, we have to make sure that we can enter in smoothly at that elevation.
yeah.
Another thing is, so for ADA parking spaces, they can't be too steep. We always design them with room to spare.
Uh,
So I'll design them at like 1.85 at the tightest, but here I think we can be even more conservative and probably do 1.5. I saw that you created an Excel file. Is this to experiment with the numbers until you get like a number that like kind of perfectly works?
I just had to grade it to match like the last stair. But other than this,
I don't know why it does that because these are existing spots. We don't need to. I think he forget
yeah,
how I tell him things. These are existing spots. We don't need to recall out existing spots if they're already there. So there's an existing spot. So like this existing spot, these don't really need to be recalled out
hmm,
if they're already there.
yeah,
Also, it's making sure the water is draining away from the building usually so it can go up. So right here, you have the water draining downwards towards the building. Here you see about 35.71. This is 35.38. We want the opposite. And especially since there's no entry at the first level, when with the first floor elevation being 38.77, we should raise this a little bit. And also, I think from looking at the survey, this is all grassy area in the back. So it's naturally going to be a little bit lower. It's going to slide. Yes, it's grass. It's just going to slump a little bit more. It's not pavement. So we're redoing this completely. So those are the things you have to pay attention to when you're looking at the survey. So this is a grassy area. It's naturally going to be lower. And we're adding impervious pavement because we're adding this pavement.
hmm,
This needs to be raised so that water is draining away from the building, because if water is going towards the building, that means water is getting trapped here and you're going to have basements muggy. This area way is going to be get it constantly filled with water, and water is just always in there because the water is draining towards you. if we do have a situation where here it is lower than this area, that would still be the case. We would still find a way to divert water away. Even if there's like a small swale here, water just cannot be hanging out at the base of the building.
Yeah.
So let's do a raise by 1.5%. And notice I have the arrow of the water going this way. That means water's going towards the alley.
Why did you find it 35.92?
I'm not. I'm just using this as a reference. So these numbers are going to change.
Okay.
So all I did was add, okay, I want that spot elevation here, I want spot elevation here, I want spot elevation here, etc. And then I also said I want spot elevations all down here as well. Okay, so you're going to use this point to get this point. So here is about 36.5. And also analyze. Okay, 2.34. And also you notice that this is higher than this, which means that, and also this is higher than this, which means, and you can see how it kind of like triangulates. That means that there's kind of like a swale of how water is going into the middle. So that means that this needs to be higher as well, just to keep matching that grade, that natural flow of water.
Mm-hmm. So what are you like to analyze now?
Yeah, so I did analyze consistently 2.34%. I'm gonna go to your Excel sheet that you started. Another thing is, because this is public space, we can't change these numbers. These are going to be assumptions. We can change it and make it 1.5 or however much we need to make it. We're continuing the slope that already would be established. 36.3.
How do you figure out the first slope?
And analyze. Yeah.
Okay.
And consistently, they were about the same thing. Oh, this one's how higher. 1.8. Huh, never mind. A 2.14. Okay. So they're like, I'm wrong.
Well, because I said your user is low. So you should use it to.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it. But I figured the first one out by doing analyze. This one is different. It's about 4. That's about 4.95. 2.35. Basis 0.1. About 9. That's way too steep. I'll have to hike that up a little bit. So there will be a little bit of a bad transition there. So there needs to be, for the ADA parking space, when I first entered that number, and it says it was way too low, which it didn't even make sense because, so I have a 4.2, which doesn't make sense because here is separate 1. It needs to be higher. And also, even though this is a much lower number, this needs to be a cross slope of like less than 1% because this is an ADA parking space. So as a result, we need to raise it. So when the person does come in, there will be like a 4-inch little bump at the face of the property line so that they can get in.
So we made it through, and the next video, things may change from what we just proposed. So like, comment, and subscribe. And see you guys in part 4. Bye.